Hello everybody, Chris Wood here, September 18th, 2022. If anybody's been watching my videos, you can tell my identity theft, my identity changes. You can tell that my head and my skull has gotten a lot more shorter, a lot more rounder. I am the victim of identity theft for speaking of police crimes since 2019. I am the victim of identity theft for framing. I am a victim of human sex trade, slavery, trafficking, kidnapping, and sodomy sex assault. I'm the victim of medical blacklisting, medical treatment refusals, and medical discrimination. Reason: I spoke of police crimes back in 2019, human homeless trafficking out of the Morning Star mission, and as a result, I became a victim. I spoke up to try to save lives. Back in 2019, August of 2019, I was sitting at my previous address. Ex-O.P.P chief went by in a white Jeep Wrangler. He waved at me. I waved back. When I waved back, a black truck pulled up beside him. They pointed something, they shot it, and it went into my right ear, and that's when the problem started. I went to the hospital. I finally got an appointment to get a CAT scan done. I get my CAT scan done, and one of the people that's involved with this crime against me was actually at the hospital talking to her girlfriend, Dr. Tatiana V, aka Margie V. She has two names. A woman named Stacy. O.P.P. involved, a woman named Stacy, and then after that, my medical blacklisting and my medical treatment refusals began, and all the other crimes against me to assure that I would not be taken serious and to assure that I would not be able to get any medical help with what has taken place with me. I was kidnapped 24 hours after asking for help with what has taken place with me to get arresting and charges on cops and doctors and their boss, Waldridge, Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, and Jabin Alstein and others committing this crime on me. And how it is being done is through what is called remote narrow monitoring. It is police and military tech. It has been in use since the 60s, and not a lot of people are aware of it, but what it does, it destroys a person's central nervous system. I am getting a bunch of junkies broadcasting over me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even when I sleep. They are using this R&M on me, and this is how I am being deformed. This is how I'm going through my identity theft. And this is how I am being changed. I also have Waldridge's prisoner tracking on me, plus the remote neural monitoring, so I read as him, so they have 100% tracking in my whereabouts and what I am doing 24/7, all 100% illegal. I am also a human sex trade slavery trafficker. William Waldridge is a delusional piece of shit. He thinks he is me. He thinks he is Harry Potter as well. He believes that we were switched at birth, but he also believes he is my dad. He believes a lot of fucking things that are not true. We are not related in any way, shape, or form. He is the boss co-offender to O.P.P, Spencer MILLS14716, ex-chief, Shannon Cork, Robert Kane, Robert Lucas, staff sergeants, Stacy, a mental health worker, and Shelley Hafner. Dr. Tatiana V, Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Waldron, Dr. McGregor, Dr. Pritchard, Triage Nurse Tanya, Triage Nurse Terry, Triage Nurse David, and Paladin Security, along with their boys Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, Jabin Alstein, and Billy Waldridge of 149 Center Street North, last known and used name. They are guilty of stalking and murdering my mother as well back in 2020. But a little thing happened to me today. I went out to go get some food, and as soon as I walked out my door, I started to walk a little ways up the street, and an O.P.P went by. After they went by, I immediately felt burning in the back of my head, and I started to have a lot of problems breathing. My body started to fill up with something. It was feeling heavy. I was having problems moving. I was having problems breathing. It felt like I was having a heart attack or a stroke or something. I was breaking out in massive sweats while I was getting broadcasted through very seriously and heavily. This happened to me today on Derry Avenue and on Center Street here by the Center Street Bridge going towards the mall as I was coming back, roughly about 3:30 this afternoon. I honestly thought that I was having a heart attack or a stroke. I had to phone people, and because I was worried that I was going to end up having a heart attack or something was going to happen, I was not going to make it back home. I was seriously scared, knowing that I cannot do anything about this or get help with what has taken place because the doctors here and the hospitals and Paladin security are involved, and they would only just not see me, or they would make up an excuse, or they would have Paladin kick me out for no reason whatsoever. That he did last time for me going there for help. I went in, I registered, I was told to wait for triage, and when I did that, nothing was said, nothing was done, and as soon as I sat down, the 25-year-old Paladin security guard came out, and he's roughly 400 to 500 pounds, and he pretty much told me that nobody's seeing me today and get the fuck out of the hospital. So I got up and I left, and that day that caused me a lot more serious harm. So my skull has been seriously deformed, it's been seriously injured, and right now I'm being broadcasted through by one Tyler Lake and one Jabin Allstein using RNMME, and they are sitting right at one Ray's, a guy here that owns a white pit bull that is deaf. They are all involved in using this on me too. There's Ray, there's Sam, there's Hope Mills, there's a Destiny Larrabee, Gil Chris, there's a Crystal Larrabee, there's a guy named Mike, a homeless guy, roughly about 65 years old, wears glasses as well, gray hair, scruffy, lives in a tent or trailer. He has used it on me. Tyler Lake, obviously. Jabin Allstein, Allie Cooper, a guy named Bucktooth Bob, a woman that lives on the corner of Center Street and Thomas side door entrance. She has also used it on me. That is a crack shack. These people are using this on me in hopes that I get mentally screwed up. So I am not thinking about this, so I am off of my consciousness and onto theirs, in hopes that I go crazy, in hopes that I commit a crime, and so they'll unjustifiably have a reason to do something to me. This fucking tech that's being used messing people up and injuring their brains and everything is how they are getting away with the crimes. They are labeling, they're using their positions, their badges, their credentials, and they are labeling their victims whatever they have to, using lies, false guise of law, lies, time-buying, cover-ups, arrest refusals, being surrounded with hands-on guns and being laughed in my face by cops, and I can prove it. I have video to show it. I'm getting a remote neuromonitoring used on me, and it even caused rotting in my teeth. But in the meantime, I also have something in my mouth as well, underneath my tongue on my right side, and it's like a little tiny tube, it feels like, and I get all kinds of water and saliva and everything coming up there. It's in my mouth, and it goes also back here and around to my temple area, and also to the back of my head, because it feels like in behind there I also have two tubes in that spot on the back of my head where I've been injured conveniently, a spot that will not injure for over 2 years. So anyway, I better keep this short. I just wanted to do a quick update to let everybody know that my identity theft is done. I am being broadcasted through by all these people, and it's the perception of identity theft or whatever the fuck the case, but I know, and I have shown the differences in me to prove that this is actually really taking place. I've been seriously deformed, and I've been proving it every step of the way. So This is how the police get revenge, retaliation. This is how they end bloodlines because they are guilty of murdering an entire bloodline. I am Chris Wood. They murdered my mother to do this to me. This is how they frame, this is how they traffic, and this is how they murder here in Napanee very successfully. They got the doctors, they got their inmates to use, they got the tech a lot of people are not aware of. They got their lies, their time buying, their cover-ups. They got a JP to make accusations to refuse and obstruct arrests. So they got everything covered here. Anyway, Chris Wood, love all, hate none. Be safe. And I hope this is being taken serious because these are very seriously dangerous people. I would not be doing or saying this for the sake of saying it or doing it. So, love all, hate none. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. This is what happens when you try to save lives in Napanee.